It's already December. Hard to believe. That means we're going to look at the monthly and the weekly charts of the different markets to determine the overall direction and therefore increasing the probabilities of our winning trades. And we're going to start with the precious metals, with gold, with silver, obviously with the dollar, and with palladium. And you're going to like what you see. There's some surprises in the long-term charts. Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day, your show for swing trading ideas for the coming days, weeks, and month. All right, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I hope you didn't look into the mirror this morning and said, oh my God, what the F did I all eat? You probably did. I'm gonna tell you, I am as happy as you can possibly get. On Friday, Georgia Bulldogs beat the Nerds, but in 8 overtimes. I think I aged 3 years. I definitely need a session at like a meditation session at a monastery in Taiwan. And then Arizona State absolutely destroyed University of Arizona 49-7, and that means I'm gonna keep my word. A 49-minute special Drinks with Dan where we talk about the markets, about your stocks, your markets, what you're interested in, and life. I'm probably gonna break it down in 2 segments of like 25 and 24 minutes. So you actually guys gonna get 2 shows, because who wants to watch and who has time for the 45-minute show? But it's coming this December. I'll announce it here. Now it's time to jump into the charts, and we're gonna start with gold. So this is the monthly chart of gold. Why are we looking at the monthly charts or the weekly charts? If you're new to the channel, this is probably what you're asking yourself. I'm a trader, I'm a swing trader, I'm a short-term trader. What do I need the monthly charts for? Well, the monthly charts are really important because most of the short-term traders never look at them. But they give you the overall direction of the market, and this is important because we want to trade with the market, not against it. If we trade with the market, with the overall sentiment and the overall direction of the market, that'll increase the probabilities of successful trades. Yeah, we can do contrarian trades, obviously, not an issue, but if you go contrary to a strong overall market in the longer time frames, you want to have smaller position sizes, you want to get out quicker if you're wrong, and you got to understand you have to pick your battles, you're going against the trend. So overall, you want the majority of your trades should be with the market, and then you pick your spots when you go against the market. And this is the gold market. And what do we see? It's a beautiful uptrend. This is what we see on the monthly. Breakout to new all-time highs this March, we all know it, which is a major bull signal after we had been for 13 years in this consolidation bottoming phase. We're breaking out. Okay, if you break out of a 13-year base like this, your rally is not over after 8 months. Okay, so 20-day, 50-day, 100-day, all pointing up, moving up. Beautiful. It does not get any better than this. Now, let's look at this month candle, which is this red candle. This is a nasty candle, no doubt about it, but it's not terrible. Remember, 2 weeks ago, I got a comment from a viewer who said, oh, this monthly candle looks terrible, looks like an engulfing candle. First off, it's not really an engulfing candle, but that's okay. But I said, wait till the end of the month. Things can change dramatically. And look at this now. Yes, this is not a great candle, but it's not nearly as bad as it was 2 weeks ago. I tell you guys all the time, pay attention to the wicks. Look at this long wick that we have here with this red candle. At this moment, this is nothing more than a consolidation that we needed. Yes, there are some things that I do not like. One of them is that we have this huge volume spike here, which is higher than anything else that we have seen since the breakout, and actually going all the way back to 2021. That I do not like, right? We have a nice increase in the buying volume. That's great. Now we have a huge red candle, and we need to pay attention to this and see what happens. But overall, the picture in the monthly, upwards, clearly bullish. Now let's look at the weekly. What do we see in the weekly? Pretty much looks just as bullish. 100-day moving average up, 50-day moving average up, 20-day moving average, which, by the way, if you go back on the weekly, not sure if you were aware of it, is an excellent. Let me take away these other two so you can see this right here. Is an excellent indicator to get on and waiting for a confirmation below or above it. And then look at this all the way back to 2019. It really, when you stayed above it, gold prices went higher. When it went below it, they went lower on the weekly. All right. Very accurate. Touched it here, confirmed, and we're hitting it right now and confirmed it. Not last week, the week before. So we're having a negative divergence in the RSI. You can see it here. We have the top here. Gold went higher, but it's basically unchanged. It's lower now, no big deal. Overall, we like what we see on the weekly as well. Yes, we are in a correction phase, but that is normal. Again, the only thing that I don't like is the size of the red candles. That is not great. And I do not like the high volume that we see here, but we also had a really high volume day when gold went up. So the overall direction in gold is still up. Is it possible that we're going to break through all these support zones here that I've shown you before and go all the way down to the 50-day and to around 2,400, 2,350 maybe? Yes, it's possible, and it would change nothing on the overall uptrend of the weekly and the monthly. So what does that mean? That means we want to use weakness as buying opportunities because the overall trend is still up. And if you want to go short in gold, better make sure that your position size is adequate, smaller. Don't go crazy on leverage if you want to use leverage. I highly recommend not doing it, but if you want to do it, make sure that it's lower leverage because you're basically contrarian against the trend. So let's look at silver. We're going to start with the monthly. As you can see, not as strong as gold. Why is that? We noticed it's because of the hybrid position of silver with being a precious metal and an industrial metal. Man, I gotta speed up. This video is getting long already. So we have the base, the same base that we have in gold, but we haven't had the final breakout above this resistance zone right here. We still have 20, 50, 100-day moving averages moving up, uptrends moving up, RSI moving up, not overbought like gold. This is all looking great on the monthly. On the weekly, what are we seeing here? We are moving up. We're making higher highs since 2022, higher lows since 2022. That is great. So the overall sentiment for silver as well is also bullish. It's not as obvious as it is with gold, but what I like in silver on the weekly, look at this. The selling pressure is coming down. That's interesting. Now the buying is about the same as it was before, maybe a little lower, but not much. selling pressure is coming down with the past weeks. That's interesting. We can see it in the charts. Long wicks getting bought. This is interesting. So silver is the same thing. We're in a bull trend on the long-term time frame, so we want to trade with the trend, which means we're going to go long when we hit certain support zones. We don't want to be overall net short in silver as well. Let's hit the dollar real quick because you guys know how important it is to know where the dollar is going if we talk about gold and silver and the precious metals, and then I'll do palladium some other time. Long-term chart in the dollar, tried to push through the resistance zone, wasn't able to do it. We see the long wick here on the monthly. I told you this was very, very likely. And now things are getting interesting. Look at this. On the monthly, we're starting to see 100 flattening out, 50 flattening out, 20 already declining a little bit. And really, when we look at it, what are we starting to see? We're starting to see a sideways trend in the dollar on the monthly. Look at this. If we take this resistance zone right here, right, on the upper end, and we have a lower channel right here, we have a sideways channel really that has been going on since 2023. And this is interesting. So this means if the weakness in the dollar continues, and let me flip to the weekly here, if we break this uptrend, we will very likely go to the lower end of this sideways channel. Let me draw this in for you guys real quick so you guys can see what I mean. I think it's pretty obvious, but can't hurt. Let me mark this yellow so you guys can see it. See this? Upper end went all the way down, up, half almost down, well the 50 held it, up, down, up, tried to break out, didn't break out, came back down. This is interesting for us. We're gonna watch this now for the dollar. This would, because if the dollar breaks down to this lower end, you can see it right here on the weekly as well, very well, that would be good for the precious metals. Now, what does this mean? What do we do in the dollar? Nothing. We're going sideways, we do nothing. I play the dollar through the precious metals, personally. I don't engage in FX. If you want to trade FX, the longer time frames, I mean, who does that? But as you can see, sideways channel. This is very interesting to see. And this could be a signal for strength in gold that not many people have on their bingo card right now. All right, that's it for today. As you guys know, I like to keep the videos short, around 10 minutes. We're way over that mark right now anyway. So, first off, if you haven't subscribed yet, if you would be so kind to subscribe to the channel, it really helps us out. We're growing this grassroots from the bottom up. That would be fantastic. And as a thank you for you, and especially if you could tell one friend to subscribe as well, once we're at 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a special show, Drinks with Dan, where, again, we're going to talk about markets. We're going to talk about your stocks that you're interested in. We're going to talk about uranium stocks, gold miners, silver miners, AI, robots, the best movies I've seen, college football. I can't believe if Arizona State makes the playoff. That would be my Christmas present. That's all coming when we hit 1,000 subscribers. It would be great if you could support us just by subscribing to the channel or telling a friend. Thank you very much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.